Are you familiar with Jeff Koons and his vacuum cleaner? Okay, he has this vacuum cleaner that he put into like a glass case, and it has recently sold for $34 million. What do you think of that?
The vacuum cleaner or the stuff inside?
You said it's like a
an
piece
art
of art?
I think that's a lot of money.
I wouldn't pay that much.
I think that's crazy. I think I'm gonna go get a couple vacuum cleaners and case them in glass.
It'd be more interesting to see what's inside the vacuum cleaner.
I think it's never been used.
It's just the way you present something and get people excited about it. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not something I'm inclined to necessarily.
Like they say, one man's trash is another man's treasure.
But I'm really disturbed by the prices in the art market. What does it mean to have such gross inequity in the world where some people have little access to clean water while others can throw millions at art? If someone buys a piece of artwork for $34 million, do they drink from plastic water bottles? Plastic Fantastic is an immersive environment for play, made of a geodesic dome covered in over 6,000 water bottles. Wherever we go, it's created by that space, so it's site-specific as well. In life, I believe that art is for everyone. In one sense, this is a documentation of the next iteration of Plastic Fantastic in Queens at a high school there. In another, the essay hopes to explore questions about the project within contemporary art production.
This is so beautiful.
Amazing.
They need to finish outlining a couple of them.
It's like you've done this before.
Yeah, we've been doing this.
We have this large task over here, which is to bring down all of our crates of water bottles. So we need everybody to pitch in and help out with carrying them down.
Do you have a suggestion about plastic and how to use less of it?
Yes, I do. I hate the ocean. I'm scared I'll drown. And then, like, the fish will eat me because when they decompose, I turn into more chemicals. And then I become toxic for everyone involved. So please, 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 help me stay out of the ocean.
For art materials, like what do you think of when you think of artist supplies?
Paper, pen, construction paper, paint.
Natural world, paper, paints, anything, stones, yeah.
A lot of scraps, things that are kind of been left behind. Obviously your typical paintbrushes.
And it can be anything. Like plants.
Like physically, like I guess like pencils and that kind of stuff, but like also like I don't really think of an actual material. I think of just like what someone can do with what's around them.
Traditionally, or at least contemporarily, if that's a word, maybe paints and cloths, but really anything.
The materials, they're certainly part of the subject of this essay. They become the art supplies. They are the objects from the everyday. They speak to both worlds, art and the quotidian, art and the inequity, art and health, water for you, for me, for those far from here, and environment, and consumerism, and trash, profound waste, profound convenience. They have a voice. We find new inspirations in the process, new moments of play in the process, and new memories to take back to the same everyday.
I present to you Plastic House.
Lily's house is made out of plastic bottles, and she has to keep on, well, sometimes they fall off, and when they fall off, they get lost, so she needs to have bottles, and she can't find bottles because people are not recycling them. And she doesn't know how to swim, so she can't go in the ocean to get the bottles. So she decides to set up trash cans around her town, recycle bins, so that they could put plastic bottles in it. And every afternoon she goes around to each bin and she takes out whatever bottles there is and adds them to her house.
So she depends on people to help her out and keep her house maintained.
Reporting to the arts room.
Does that one have eyes too?
Yeah, we're gonna make her with 3 eyes. She's a drag queen. Her name is
Nice.
Sasha.
That is hilarious because it has a giant body and tiny hands. That is funny.
For my first period, I was helping put on the bottles.
This morning?
Yeah.
Oh, you were here this morning?
Yes.
That's so long ago. It was pretty crazy raising the dome, right? You guys worked together really well. It was interesting to see like how it like you wiggled and then the next people had to wiggle like and
it
like,
shifted.
Like okay, we have it all on the ground as much as it's gonna be.
Thank you.
So Big Ange she used to be a smart water bottle, but a boy broke her heart, so she started eating, and then she turned into an Arizona bottle.
So Big Ange, she was on a date, and
Wait, I was on a date.
Oh my bad. Oh sorry. I was on a date, and the boy stood me up, and I was so sad and so hurt that I started turning. And then I turned into this big thing, and then I didn't love myself. So I got my hair done, I got a jacket, and I was really feeling myself. And then now I'm taking over the world, Big Ange's world.
Look at all the plastic that just one school can save. So imagine if all of us can do that.
We collect from all over the school and from what people bring in, and we help put it on the grid so we can create this. There's some plastics that are used to help us with our everyday use, and then there's some plastics that are just, you know, not really used as well as it should be, and then it just ends up hurting the planet or hurting another country. Maybe we can reuse a lot of the stuff that we use as plastic, or we can cut down the amount of plastic that we use.
Recycle! Plastic fantastic!
I can only hope to take you on my journey, that you'll join me and go deep into this artist process with me and spur your imagination of new possibilities and new reflections.